the way that I had planned for it to go this morning. Um, about this contraption from the TikTok shop, and I can't never get it to work when I need it to work. That's why I'm late. I'm fixing to start going live every day at 7 o'clock. Code Black, the morning shift. It's going to be a morning show for nurses, moms, and I also wanted to add teachers to that because I've always had respect for teachers, always have. I knew that I didn't have what it takes to be a teacher, so I chose nursing. Um, so I wanted to include another Amber Alert, praying for that child safe return. I wanted to include teachers in this as well. I really feel like we needed a morning show for us, to uplift us, to unify us. Because when more than two people are joined, things happen. And when it's more than two or three black women, baby, look out. We can do anything. So I decided that I wanted to start my own group of black moms, teachers, and nurses that are ready to do what we have to do to ensure the future for our children. Um, a lot of majority of the moms that I know say that I would die for my kids. Like I've heard that all the time, and so now I'm like, I don't want to die for my kids. I want to fight for mine, right? Because I want to be able to be here to guide them. Because if you die, ain't nobody here to guide them, and that's just the way it is. Nobody's gonna look out for your child the way you would look out for them. So you have to fight. You got to fight for them. And one way that we're starting this fight is getting our health and our mental in check because baby, they coming for our heads, they coming for our necks, they trying to. I'm sorry, my assistant keeps. Anywho, that's another story for another day. So I really wanted to put it here on YouTube first, so I can repurpose it over to the platforms that I have a following, because I'm just now getting started on YouTube. So if you are watching this somewhere outside of YouTube, could you please go ahead and follow me because you're gonna want to see what's about to happen. Because God has showed me some things that, yeah, I didn't even recognize myself. I didn't even. I was like, who that woman? Hoppa, who this woman? So I got some major announcements that I was already in the talks with, but because of being in the room for those talks with producers and things for shows of the, and things of that nature, gave you a little hint. I actually got talks with other people about doing things like book tours and hosting conferences, and so it's about to go down. And I've been praying for this season. I've been praying for this season. I've been praying for this season. I've been working for this season. I've been working my ass off for this season, and my season has finally arrived. So if you want to see, y'all, how I went from broken to blessed, y'all need to go ahead and follow me on this channel. You need to follow me on TikTok, and you need to follow me on Facebook, because I'm finna show y'all what God can do with one person. And just imagine what He's gonna do with the women who I'm going to motivate through my story. That's the only reason why I do this. A lot of people say that when you tell people, what you've accomplished, that it's bragging. No, I don't think it's bragging. What I do it for is to motivate somebody else to do it. I got 5 degrees just to prove to you that you could get one, right? I became the very first nurse practitioner of any color, any creed, any race to open up a medical clinic in my county. I did it so there'd be a second. So I need more of us that really want to fight for our daughters and our granddaughters and our great great granddaughters and grandsons, because the time is coming to where we're all going to need to have to fight in order to survive. Because the shit that they got coming, y'all, I told y'all COVID was coming. I kept telling y'all COVID was coming. They've erased my videos off of Facebook, but I downloaded the majority of them, except for the one that I was really looking for. I could not find. I think they took that one. But I've told y'all that this shit was coming for 5 years. I've been saying, hey, you better be growing your own food. You better have some type of income, because it's going to have to come where you might not have a job anymore, and nobody would listen. I also told you that COVID was not gone, and when it came back, it was going to be a motherfucker. Well, guess what? It's back, and it's a motherfucker, because it's not acting like COVID. So a lot of people, a lot of providers, if you did not do the research on it, they're misdiagnosing it, and people's bodies are suffering. So I Said that to say this: if you know that shit ain't right, that something is going on, and you want to figure out what you need to do to survive for you and your family, I highly suggest you follow me. I highly suggest you follow me, because what they're doing with medicine, how you treat your body and how you heal from everything is about to change as far as medical. So you need to make sure that you are following somebody that knows what they're talking about. And I'm just gonna be honest, a lot of people don't. A lot of people have no idea how to practice medicine, and that's why a lot of people stay sick, because they're going to the wrong provider. If your blood sugar stay high and don't never come down, um, you need a new provider. If you keep going in and out the hospital without pinpointing what's causing you to go in and out the hospital, you need a new provider. You need to make sure that the provider that you are seeing for yourself and your family cares if you live or die. And that, unfortunately, that's not a requirement to be a provider. It's not. I just happen to be one that does. And that's the reason what makes me so good at my job, is because I care if my patient's blood sugars don't come down. I care if my patient's blood pressure goes up. I care if my patient is in pain. I've invented my whole line. I have a collection of things that help with my patients. It was all started because of the needs of my patients. I have a pain away oil that I invented for a patient of mine who complained of knee pain. I invented my COVID cough and congestion be gone nasal spray so my elderly patients could survive. Because if you get COVID and you over 80, your chances of surviving are not very likely. So I wanted something to give them an added protection. So I came up with the nasal spray. I have the bulk of my products that I sell in my store are because I made them for either family or friends. Like I have the tea, the herbal business. It actually started because of my niece. My niece has asthma. And I heard in the last 3 months of at least 3 deaths from people who had asthma. And they all said the same thing. Their inhaler stopped working. And that's a complaint of hers. That's a story for y'all. She mad at me because I don't know which inhaler is going to work for her. I'm just like, girl, I practice medicine. They have different inhalers. You have to try them because they're expensive. And I understand that. But I can't tell you if it's going to work for you until you check, until you try it. So, anyway, that's a story for another day. So, but I discovered in my aunt's yard this plant or weed called mullein. So I start researching that, and it turned into a tea because she didn't like the tincture. She didn't like the vaporizer, so we did tea. And then I started adding things to the mullein tea. Excuse me, I added the tea to my COVID Be Gone tea that I was already making and selling. I've been making that for like what 3 years now. So I had the perfect blend of, so it now it tasted better. Because when it started off, when I started off with my dad because he's elder, right, and he works at a school, and he would not wear a mask. Like he didn't really believe in masks. And I'm like, Dad, you cannot afford to get COVID. He wouldn't. So I said, okay, I'll lay off of you if you use this nasal spray and you take this tea. Well, when I started the tea, it tasted so bad they called it pap poison because they called my daddy. But I had to change the name. But I've added things and rearranged the tea to where now that it tastes good. And so when I discovered this mullein, it was like the key ingredient to throw in the tea. And when I did that, it really became great for COVID, acute COVID, but it really became good for COVID protection. My family members and those that I love, we take it, every morning hot. Like instead of coffee, we're taking tea. So I got kind of off what I wanted to talk about, but back to the reality, not the reality show, the morning show. Code Black is going to be a morning show for Black nurses, moms, and teachers, and we're going to talk about things that affect us. And the number one thing I really want to talk about is that angry Black woman trope that we always get whenever we get passionate about something, or whenever somebody does disrespects us, and then our reaction to their disrespect is always, labeled the angry Black woman trope. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about things that we go through as Black moms, that we go through as Black nurses, and I'm probably going to get a couple of people to come on and talk to the teachers, the things that the teachers go through. as black teachers, because I don't experience that because I'm not a teacher, but I do want to learn and hear more about it because I really do believe that teachers and nurses got a lot of similarities when it comes to working in that profession as a black person. Because I'm as a nurse, I was never known as a nurse. I was always the black nurse. So if you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. We never get to be us, right? We're always a representation of all things black, and we always, even though we try to act like we don't, we do represent to them every black person. If we do something wrong, if we do something ghetto, whatever, we're the typical black woman. But if we're professional and do like be us, then we're one of the good ones. Yeah, anyway, I'm glad I don't have those problems anymore. But I really want to talk to us about the issues that we're having because I'm noticing a lot more nurses struggling mentally, physically, financially, and spiritually. So I wanted to do my part in trying to help us all, making sure that we're getting through this clusterfuck of an administration together. Because if you don't have you a crew, I highly suggest you get one because you're gonna need that. Weirdest dream ever. Yeah, I I have weird dreams too, but I write them down in my dream journal and come back and read them later. And they don't make sense now, but they come back and make sense. Like 3 years, I found one dream journal for 3 years ago, and I read it, and it was like, oh, okay. So just write it down. It'll come back around. But I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, y'all. I got to go and water my garden so I can get to work because I'm having to move out of my clinic. They sold the building, so I'm having to put all this shit into storage until I find somewhere else to go if I decide to open up another clinic. I don't even know if I want to do another clinic. If I want to do another clinic, I know I'm not doing it in this area. They some hating motherfuckers over here. I'm just being honest. They hating over here. So if I do open it up, it won't be in this city. I'll open it up somewhere else that it appreciates what I do. So I gotta pack up the office. Gotta find a new location. I'm also starting to pack up my house because I'm getting ready to move to a bigger place that's more community based. So come follow me as I pack up my old life and get ready for my new one because God is in the blessing business and I've already been told my name is on the list. So I'm waiting for him to come on and knock on my door. And when that door open, I just want to be prepared to receive everything that God's in my hands. I'm even doing this on purpose, but my hands are open wide. I was just stretching as I was talking about opening up my hands wide to receive whatever God has for me because I know without a shadow of a doubt that my blessing is coming and I want y'all to witness it so you can see how you can get your own blessing. Because one thing that's very important that people need to know is that when you see somebody else getting blessed, instead of being jealous, instead of getting mad, you need to see that as an opportunity that you can be connected to that blessing because you saw somebody else's blessing. That means you are directly connected to their blessing by seeing theirs. So all you have to do is decide what blessing you want and go to work for it. I done seen a lot of blessings that I was very grateful that they got theirs. And when they got theirs, I said, okay, God, I see you blessing people that I know. I see it. Thanks to social media, you get to see a lot more blessings. Stop being jealous or angry and upset when you see somebody's blessings. Be happy for their blessings and say, okay, God, is it my turn yet? And then get to work on for what you're going to do when He does bless you. Because all you need is one video to go viral. All I need is one video. Baby, all I need is one video to go viral, and then I'm gonna do the rest because I've been waiting on God's blessing. But the thing is, my house was too cluttered, my business was not organized, everything was not ready. So if God had blessed me back then when I was really, really wanting it, wondering why I wasn't ready for it, it would have put me out of business. But now I'm ready for my blessing. I done cleaned my house. I done cleaned my office. I done made spaces for the containers. I done figured out where I'm gonna put my warehouse. I'm ready for my blessing. So if you're ready for your lesson, I suggest you subscribe and follow me. Decide exactly what you want out of your life. and what plan, what action that you plan to execute to do it. Because on Monday, I'm kicking off a boot camp. The last time I started up a boot camp, I think I developed two different streams of income during that boot camp. And since then, I've added other streams to that. You want streams. You don't want money coming in from one place. Because besides the clinic, I got the teas, I got the books, I got the products, I got the speaking engagements. I'm about to do the book tour. You want different streams of income. And if you want somebody to help you figure out what's your best thing that you could do, the quickest thing you could do, stuff that you do every day that you can get paid for, subscribe to this YouTube channel and let's get to work. Because I don't know about you, they trying to make it now that you have to work a full-time job till you 70 years old. What the fuck? Who finna do that? You want me to wait till I'm 70 years old to start to enjoy my life? No, thank you. Immediately, no. I rebuke you in the name of my black Jesus. We not doing that. We're going to retire when we get ready. I plan to retire by 50. I got one more year to go. So it's hustle time. I wanna retire. I wanna wake up in the morning time being able to do whatever the fuck I wanna do. That's the life and the freedom that I want for myself, and it's the same freedom that I want for you because they done tricked us. These jobs, that's the new slavery. That's the having a job, having to go to work to pay bills is the new form of slavery. And I rebuke thee. I'm getting out of that rat race. What? I'm getting out of that rat race. I'm fixing to figure out how, instead of exchanging my time for money, I'm gonna exchange my talents. When you exchange your talents, it's limitless. Because you could do whatever you know, you could put it in a webinar, and people will come and pay to learn what you know. And you don't have to be an expert. You just have to know more than the person that you're selling it to. That's it. That's it. You just have to have the discipline on, I'm fixing to do this seminar. I'm finna do this webinar. I'm finna write this book. I'm finna do whatever you finna do for that extra stream of income. You just have to figure out what it is that you want to do and follow somebody that's already done it and that's willing to show you how to do it. And if you really want to move, then you'll pay. Now you can move. If you don't pay, if you just follow people, don't subscribe, you're gonna move very slow because it's not directed towards you. When you pay for coaching, you move faster because it's directed in exactly what you want to do. It's tailored to you. It's not a specific, it is a specific thing for you. Because right now, everything that I'm telling is in general businesses, general this, general that. But if you subscribe and become a member of the boot camp, I will tailor it to you. We will have what I call a wake-up call, where I ask you a series of questions and we interview each other to see if we're a good fit for each other. I'm interviewing you and you interviewing me to see if we can work see if we can work together, because that's the most important part. You have to have a coach that is also coachable, that can coach, because I learn from my customers because I want to get better as a coach. But that's another story for another day. I've already got like 4 or 5 topics that I want to talk about in the Code Black Morning Show. Starting tomorrow morning I'm gonna try 6. I want to do 7, but my girl Brooklyn goes live 7 at TikTok, and I don't want to be in competition with her because I normally go on her panels and sit. So I'm gonna try 6. I'm gonna try my best because it's really hard to start at 6. Okay, how about 6:30? I do 6:30. I'm gonna start at 6:30, and I'll probably do about 30 minutes to an hour, and then I'm gonna go on TikTok. Y'all can follow me over there, and then we'll just figure out where we're gonna go for the rest of the day. But with that being said, it is 7:23, and I'm supposed to already be in the shower on the way to work, and I still haven't watered my garden. So I got to get out of here because I got to get to the work and pack up the section that's I said I was gonna pack up for today, and then come home and get some packages, some teas made, and drop them off at a bingo game in my city where the elders go. And I always go and drop off gifts. I forgot to put on my oil, and I never get a plate. I'm getting a plate today. hmm I heard they had some good food. I'm getting a plate today. I'm gonna drop off some gifts, and then I have to go around town and pay some dues. Got to pay for the Chamber of Commerce, which is a great. If you have a business, make sure you have joined your Chamber of Commerce in your area. And then I have to go and pay on some ads that I took out at the local radio station. And I think I might do a little pitch. We'll see how I'm feeling. But with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end this live. Today is July 31st, 2025, and I am standing on my ancestral land, claiming the blessing that God has for my life. I want to timestamp this for everybody to see, because I know my blessing is coming. And when it's coming, it's going to be, if it's anything compared to what I dreamed about, God is about to use me to make major changes in other folks' lives. And I just can't wait to see all of the millionaires and the dynasties that are birthed from what we're about to do. With that being said, I love you. Even though I don't know you, I still love you. If you black, I got your back. And I mean it. Y'all stay safe. And remember that COVID is still out there. And if you don't feel well, if you have extreme exhaustion, like you having to force yourself to move, please seek help. Because that is the number one complaint I'm getting is fatigue is at an all-time high. Like having to get up every day. It's like they're physically dragging their bodies to work. That's not normal. You need to get your labs checked to see how y'all doing on the inside as well as the out. With that, y'all be blessed, and I will see you tomorrow at 6 o'clock, or as close to 6 o'clock as I can possibly get. Bye.